What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna make a sick drill beat in FL Studio. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and this is what it's gonna sound like.
Machen den Weg frei bis vor zu meinem Table Magial. Bitte mich hier nicht küssen, zu viel Handys Magial. Outfit ist es Soul Black, gute Madame, ihr Dress too tight. Gute Gruppe, ihre Girls too hard. Popos für mich, juicy Skandal. Roadtrippe Magial, Afrika geht nicht, danke mein Gott. Mehrere Millionen Tasche für Pesos, dank mein Talent, ich danke mein Gott.
So first we're gonna start off with the melody. I just started with a simple choir in Omnisphere that's sounding like this. Then we add another layer of a choir, the same thing also in Omnisphere because I really like the quality of the sounds. And basically it's the same MIDI file, just one octave up. So you can hear it's a bit higher and it's more up in the frequencies. Next to that I made a choir, it's just in contact, it's a Bulgarian choir, and that's sounding like this. Then the last part we did is add just a piano, just a one shot from the cactus drill sample pack. These are really good and that one is sounding like this. So if we combine everything together, we're gonna get a melody that's sounding like this. So now that we finished all the melodies, we're gonna take a look at the drums, and you have to pay attention because the drums are the most important part of your beat. Usually I have the kick, my bass and the snares the loudest as possible. And for this song I just started with an 808, a simple 808, and that one is sounding just like this. So as you can see, I've used some slide notes. The way you do that is just go up here and then FL Studio makes a slide note for your MIDI. The only thing I add in the drums in the intro basically is just a simple snare, and the snare sounding like this. So now we're gonna take a look at the drums that come in the drop. These are the most important because we're gonna add our kick, and like I said earlier in the video, the kick should be the loudest part of your song. And the kick we add just sounds like this. Then of course we have the counter snare we used before as well. And the only thing we add in the drop is a snare. We use the crush snare because it really gives like some trap vibes, some drill vibes, and this is what that snare sounds like. Also, we made some changes to the 808 to keep it interesting. As you can see, I've used a lot of slide notes here as well. And this is the 808 just by itself. Also, an important thing to use is just some percussion loops, because that really makes the flow going in a drill song. For example, we used a percussion loop, and that one is sounding like this. Also, I've added some sort of a riser. It's really simple, but it just brings some pianissimo in the song. So as soon as the 808 hits, I use another percussion repeat as well. And basically, if we add some effects, this is what it sounds like. Just like a simple gunshot. So finally, if we have all the drums together in the drop, this is the final result. So now I'm gonna show you how I did the mix down for this beat and the mastering as well. So first off, we're going to start with the melodies. And the first thing we use is a choir. This is what it sounds like without effects. So what I did is just add an equalizer. Basically, we just need the low mids for this one because the vocal will come in here and just needs a lot of space in the frequency spectrum. And when it's mixed, it sounds like this. As you can hear, it's a big difference. So we also add another choir, and without effects, this is what it sounds like. So the same thing for the one we did with the first choir. Just use the low mid frequencies and cut out all the rest. And the difference that I made on this one is just add some reverb. We use Valhalla Room, and when it's mixed, it sounds like this. So then for the melody, we add the piano, and the only thing I did for the piano is basically just add a parametric EQ to take out the sub frequencies because the 808 is going to use it. So then we're going to take a look at the Bulgarian choir. Without effects, it sounds like this. So for the processing, I just used the Valhalla Room again. It's just the same reverb I use on all my melodies. And these are the settings. And after that, we also added EQ, but we gave it some more high frequencies. Just above 10K, I cut it out because this part right here just needs a little bit space for the vocal as well. And when it's mixed, it sounds like this. So if we play just the melodies together, this is what the mixed product sounds like. So now we're gonna move on to the drums. Like I said earlier in the video, it's important to have loud drums, and I usually start with the kick. The only thing I did when it comes to processing is give it a little boost around the 84 Hertz, just to get some more pumping going on, and this is what it sounds like. Also very important, you have to put your kick on mono. You can do it with this thing right here, and I did the same thing for the 808. So now we're gonna move on to the 808 itself. For the processing, I only add an equalizer because it sounds really good on itself. Basically, if you choose the right samples, you don't need to do as much processing. Then we're gonna move on to the counter snare. This is what it sounds like without editing. So for the processing, I just add an equalizer again. Just take away some sub frequencies because that's used by the bass and the kick. And the next thing I did was take away some frequencies on the high mids because I felt the sample was a bit harsh. And this is what it sounds like with processing. So now we're gonna move on to the snare. This is the trap snare I used, and this is what it sounds like without editing. For the mixing, I basically did the same thing, just take away the sub frequencies. And next to that, I did the same thing as on the counter snares. I felt it was a bit harsh, so I took away some frequencies. And so far, this is what the drums sound like. So a very important step in mixing is doing a sidechain. Basically, it comes down to when the kick is hitting, the 808 is gonna duck down in volume, so it's not clashing with each other. So this is how you do it. First, you're gonna use all the melodies and send it to a bus. Next up, we're gonna send this bus to another sidechain bus, and we're gonna add Kickstart 2 by Nicky Romero. And what we wanna do is also add the 808 to the sidechain bus. And then we're gonna have the kick. We come here and press the right mouse button and say sidechain to this track. So what you want to do when everything is routed to the bus, you're gonna open Kickstart. Then you're gonna come down here to the settings button and you're gonna go to processing. Then down below, you're gonna see sidechain left, sidechain right. You're gonna press right mouse button and then you're gonna press the kick. And what you wanna do is come back and just listen to what it does to the sound. And basically, if I'm gonna play the melodies and the 808, you can really hear a difference. So it's really already sidechaining. So now you can see every time the kick is hitting, all the other sounds are going to be pressed down. The only thing left to do is look at the mastering. Lately, I love to use the Fresh Air plugin. I just put the high frequencies on 8 and the mid-air on 10. Next up, we're going to use an equalizer. I chose FabFilter Pro Q3, and the only thing I did is add a little bit of the high frequencies. Then next up on our mastering chain, we use the soft clipper, basically to make sure the sound is not exceeding 0 decibels. And the last part is add a maximizer, just to have some more frequencies going on. And if we combine everything together, this is the ending result.
Gute Madame, ihr dress too tight. Gute Gruppe, ihre Girls too hot. Popos für mich juicy, Skandal. Wortrippe Magiat, Afrika geht nicht, danke mein Gott. Mehrere Millionen Tasche für Pesos, dank mein Talent, ich danke mein Gott. Guck, ich geb mit Rhythm, Nachbarschaft kann nicht chillen.
So thank you guys so much for checking this tutorial. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to give me a like on this video, and I'm gonna see you next time.